Welcome everybody. Jonathan White here, Chair of the Affiliate Committee for SCORE this year. We are here with helping your business reach peak efficiency post-pandemic version. Now, we all know COVID hit us hard early last year. A lot of business shut down, a lot of businesses slowing down, some even speeding up. We all kind of had to adjust and kind of power through and get new ways of thinking through our businesses. And so this is going to be the post-pandemic version, because we all know things are opening back up, at least for us here in the Bay Area. We've got four great speakers today, and we have four great raffle gifts at the end. There's going to be Visa gift cards, printing coupons, hot sauce packages, selfie lights. There's going to be some good stuff for you. So please do wait and stick with us through the end of the presentation. And without further ado, our first speaker is Elizabeth Castillo. With us here in the affiliate committee. She was also affiliate member of the year last year. And from what I'm hearing, she might even be affiliate committee member of the year this year as well. So Elizabeth, welcome to the show. You're on mute still, Elizabeth. I did the same thing.
Of course, I apologize.
There we are.
Good morning, happy Friday to all. Movers and shakers, we're so excited that you're here. Time is one of the most precious commodities that we have. We can't save it, we can't take it to the bank, we can't hide it, so we really do appreciate your business time this morning with us. So as you can see here on our screen, we have a lot of innovative tools here at Fidelity National Title. But today we're going to be covering just one tech tool because we have a plethora of them, but I'm going to be discussing the power of Fidelity Passport. It is web-based, so you can navigate. It's very robust. You'll find that all the information that you need does eventually become your data bank. But what I mean is, because it is a database of all the records in the United States, you're able to formulate the best farm for you and your future business goals. So I will preface by saying that most realtors contemplate having a farm. A farm is, or what it stands for, is your focused area of real estate marketing. So my favorite is when an agent says, well, what do you mean? There's, do I have a budget for it, or do I have a certain amount of records in mind? Well, first, any particular zip code could have thousands of records. So if I take a record that's going to a zip code that's going to have over 10,000 records, you're looking at 5,500 in postage. And so keeping in mind your budget for postage, and as well having a marketing piece ready to go. So don't have a lot of time to elaborate on that, but don't be that agent. Make sure that you do have a checklist, for example, that does define, okay, how much am I going to spend for postage? Or am I looking just to gain the information, which you can access through Fidelity Passport, absolutely free. It's mostly used for property profiles. You can find the owners, and it also picks up multi-state properties. So as you search anywhere in the United States, you could have met or you have a lead maybe that you met last week, and he tells you that they have a portfolio. Then keep in mind that once you plug in their information on Fidelity Passport, it'll pick up anything that they may have in New York or even Nevada. So that's something wonderful that you'll find in the tool as well. If you do need more than 25 records any given month, just let me know or give me a heads up, and we can increase that number for you or your team. If you have something to write with, please note all the different farms that you can access from us. We have a farms department, or if we have a one-on-one appointment, then I'm able to show you how you can save the farm that you prepare. A lot of agents do that. They save it for future reference, or sometimes you're just interested in the count. But because time is so precious, know that our farms department handles all that for you, and we can save the farm for you, or you can call us for a small request, even what is the count for these particular streets, or even for a zip code. So if you have your pen ready to go, the most common farms are the boundary streets, or maybe you have a map area in particular. Specific street names are the best because that is more micromanaged. You're really able to nurture those farms and maybe even get to know the people individually on a one-to-one basis. Around an address, we call that a specific radius farm because it's going to be based on a subject address. Who knows, maybe your sign's already there, so you're thinking, hey, might as well milk the marketing here, let all the neighbors know that I did sell their neighbor's home. So you can order a just listed or a just sold farm from me. Those can be as small as 100 records. I've seen them as small as 50 records, keeping in mind you have your marketing piece ready to go and keeping in mind there'll be a cost for postage. By names, we can even do forms by names. By that, I mean, we could do surnames. If you're looking for a particular surname, we are able to provide the list to you by already auto-populated list that we have, or maybe you put one together. I know that one time there was a farm requested in Russian and our list was very limited. However, they were able to add 50 more Russian last names. So we can elaborate our list with your information, or we can give you what we have, and that might be plenty to get you started as far as our farm goes. The next seller's farm through another tool we can access as well through our farms department. Using any of the above data, such as dates owned, maybe you're looking for people that have lived in their property for 2 years or more. If you filter people that have lived there 6 months or a year only, you're right, they just got there. They're probably not going anywhere anytime soon. Residential types, maybe you have already identified what your niche is going to be. Maybe you're going to be a condo king or a queen for that matter. Or you're only interested in representing single family residents. So we can even define property types. Do we do commercial farms? We sure do. Just let us know that that's the farm that you're looking for, and it could be only commercial, or we can even separate the farms by property type for you. We also have miscellaneous such as vacant land and industrial too. The walking farms, we can prepare those for you too. In the order that the postman would walk it, that's how you receive the records from us as well. You're probably wondering, how do we provide the farms? Well, there's a few ways. We can email them to you PDF. We could do an Excel file. So those formats are always ready to go. And as far as mail merging, some of you are tech savvy and can run with that, or just let us know, let your printing company know. We have an expert today that'll be speaking on that. So that's good. You can ask some questions there. And so, for example, any past clients, or maybe you have your own, we can work in collaborative spirit to make sure that it is all the records that you're looking for. We can enhance the records, but as far as the database, we have it. Anything that's public record in the county or the United States, we can provide it for you. Now, some of you, I want to make sure I stay within my 5 minutes. Maybe Jonathan, you can flag me when the time is up for me. Another thing that you can keep in mind is that you're probably wondering, okay, Elizabeth, this is great. We can access free records from you anywhere in the United States. But some of you have also a budget set aside because you're looking to get the emails, or maybe you're looking to get some telephone numbers. In the same tool, Fidelity Passport, you can also go under the tab that says Premium. Under Premium, because we're not allowed to through SB 133, you are able to buy the records. They can be as low as 8 cents or as high as $1 per record. But you can define even by mortgage type. You can define it even by defaults. You can define it by company names, mortgage company names. So you're going to find that there's so much information, and it's amazing what a little bit of a budget can buy you as far as records, and they're public records. So keep that in mind too. If your budget allows, you also have a whole area in Fidelity Passport that allows you to buy phone numbers and emails if they are available. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and stop here because I could continue on with just this one tool, but we have many that you can tap into. And of course, I'm looking forward to highlighting our selfie. This is really great, a raffle for later, and I'll see you guys at the Score Barbecue. They always, you know, they have the best events in America, so I'll see you there.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Perfect timing. And we have, who do we have up next, Elizabeth? Keith Bishop.
That's me.
Perfect.
We have
Elizabeth,
the
you-
all-star
board.
Keith Bishop, and he's
Wow.
got an incredible resume. He's got all the accolades, and more importantly, he's very highly regarded by all the real estate professionals here in Santa Clara County and even outside counties as well. So it's my pleasure and honor to introduce to you now Keith Bishop.
Well, thank you, Elizabeth. And thank you very much. You know, Elizabeth is awesome. If you didn't hear already, you know, she was affiliate of the year for 2020, which probably was, you know, a crazy year, right, Elizabeth? I mean, we had some.
It was, so thank you so much. It made my year.
Yeah, well, hey, you deserved it, right? I mean, obviously, we probably all changed our business model last year, right? So suffice to say, thank you very much, Elizabeth. Thank you for allowing me to be here today, for all of you wonderful people that are here to learn a little bit more about marketing. And I think what we can glean from what Elizabeth already brought up is, let's talk about focus, right? So let's talk about focus in regards to what you want to do with your marketing strategy. Is your goal to pound the pavement, right? Now that COVID is somewhat over, right? At least we're open for business as usual. So if that's your MO and you want to get out there and knock on doors, you know, and that's a traditional farm, as I'm sure that you can hear from like some of the great orators about canvassing, knocking on doors. So the question is that what you want to do? Or do you want to actually mail out things? I think that whatever you focus on, the goal should be a call to action. So if you're knocking on doors, you should have some idea in regards to what you want to gain from knocking on doors. It's great to be out there and it's great to be noticed. I mean, in my own neighborhood, I don't see very many flyers from realtors, you know, and I live in the 95138 zip code, which is, you know, pretty good zip code, you know, if you want to sell $1 million homes or even find potential buyers, because there's a lot of renters in the area as well. So depending on, again, how you want to get your information, but Elizabeth is a great resource to get some of that farm material. And I would definitely recommend that you work with her to actually get your own neighborhood. You should be your own best asset to your neighborhood, right? If you're a realtor, you should be selling in your neighborhood. There shouldn't be any other realtor signs in your neighborhood, right? Make it your own monopoly. And you can do that because, again, you can canvas your own neighborhood pretty easily. And even if you're an apartment complex or something else that's mainly renters, you need to harvest buyers, right? So harvest buyers. It's not always about just finding the listing, even though that's the gravy train for sure. So you definitely want to do that. And by the way, I want to wish everybody, it's National Corn Fritter Day. Did you guys all know that today is National Corn Fritter Day? Do you guys even know what corn fritters are?
I'm so excited.
Yeah, look at this. Let's see. Can you see my screen? I don't know. Let's see. Is it popping up? There it is. Look at this. National Corn Fritter Day. Yeah, I know that sounds kind of corny. And I know you're like wondering, well, why are you even saying that? Well, again, the key to marketing is to have something to open the door, right? Telling somebody congratulations on National Corn Fritter Day is not going to get you business, you know, and again, it's not a call to action, but what it is a way to open the door, start a conversation, right? It's like, how many people even know what a corn fritter is? I didn't until I looked it up. So this is a nice recipe. I think I might make it this weekend. But either way, that is just simply just to say, let's start a conversation, right? Because real estate is about conversation. It's about relationships. So tell me if you can see this page right here. Can you guys see this page? Yeah. All right. I got a green light from Gorinder, which we'll be introducing here in a second. Now, so first of all, I want to preface it. This is that, you know, we're affiliates to the association, but we're not the only affiliates, right? We're a small drop in the proverbial big bucket. So reach out to whoever your affiliate of choice is for whatever, and see what kind of resources that you can get from them in order to help profit your business. And that's really what it's about here today. So even though I represent Old Republic Home Protection and we have a great amount of digital marketing tools for you. And we even have door hangers. You know, if you want a canvas, you want to knock on doors, we have pre-printed door hangers. You just slap your business card on there. But again, reach out to your affiliate of choice and just see what they can help you with. Now, I'm going to again give you the snapshot of what we can do for you, but obviously reach out to the people that are part of your team, or, you know, make one of us part of your team if you haven't already. So here is a snapshot in regards to our marketing toolbox. So it's our digital toolbox, which is fantastic because I can go in here if I was a realtor and I could go ahead and do customize. And this is our between friends, which we have, if you see here, all of this past inventory of all of these already pre-written newsletters that you can download in PDF. And of course, you can take them and get them printed, which we'll talk about in a minute. But if you want to download them and digitally send them out, you got an email database, send these out on a regular basis. This is, again, opening that door. Always just a little touch, a little conversation, getting something to start a conversation with. And then, of course, you need to add to it a call to action, which again can simply be contact me for, you know, an exclusive list, you know, or contact me for additional details on this, that, or what have you. So just define your marketing strategy with everything from focusing in on what you're trying to do, right? Do you want more buyers? Do you want more listings? And then ultimately find out keys that you can not only open the door for your next potential conversation, but also a call to action. What's going to bring them a little bit closer to becoming your next client, right? So suffice to say is that you can use this. We have a myriad of this. Of course, you know, you're not going to want to use my picture. You're going to upload your own picture into this. This will be all your information. But this is now a customizable newsletter that will have all your details on there so that you can either easily print out, mail out, or email out, and ultimately get a little bit more opportunity out there. Now, I definitely want you guys to stick around because, again, I'm not the only speaker here today, but I do have something that I'm going to be raffling off at the end of today. Can you guys see this picture? Does this? No, I don't think this worked. You can't see this picture, can you? Let me see here. Pause share, stop sharing, and let me share again. Let me start this because you have to, I think you have to pick what you want to share, right? So you can't see everything. All right, how about that? So I'm going to be raffling off a trifecta of Keith's special sauce. It's hamburger sauce, taco sauce, and chicken sauce. So I've heard these are really good. They're really delicious, but you're going to get a 3-pack. So make sure that you stick around to the end so that way you can be in the running because you have to be present to win, or at least virtually present to win for sure. Let me stop sharing that real quick. And then just as a side note, when you're talking about whether you're going to be knocking on doors, I would always say is that having like the newsletter is great. You can hand somebody a newsletter, but give them something of value. Give them something of value that they're going to keep. You know, a lot of my real estate partners, they get magnets that have a calendar on it, that have recipes on it, that have something a little bit more. So that way they put their business card on there. And then when they're walking door to door, or you can mail them out, but when they're walking door to door and they start a conversation with somebody, they leave something behind that's more than just your business card, because you know what happens to those. First of all, point of contact, a lot of times they won't even take it. But if you give them something of value, and again, we're talking about like 50 cents, right? We're not talking about something that's expensive, but something of value, meaning that they're going to probably put it on their refrigerator. Today, stainless steel, they probably don't want to put it on their refrigerator, but they'll put it in their drawer. It has recipes, it has a calendar. So there's like 2 reasons why they might keep it. And speaking of handing out something of value, I'd like to turn over the tables to Gurinder. Gurinder, are you here this morning?
Yes, sir.
All right, fantastic. Now, we have Gurinder here because if you're not already familiar with his powerful ability to get your name recognized out in the industry, we want to make sure that you're introduced to him today. So when you start with the farm list from like Elizabeth, and you start with some additional media that you can just download and have available for printing, Then the next step is you have to have those tangible items, because even though we live in a digital world, this is still a relationship-based business. And for most of us, we still need to hand out some items or do some additional marketing to get us out there. And Gurinder not only has fantastic product to be able to do prints, but he has marketing stuff. But I think this morning, Gurinder, you're going to talk to us a little bit about, again, getting your name out there, depending on whatever you decide to send out. Is that correct?
Correct, correct.
All right. Well, I don't want to steal your thunder, brother. So go ahead, take it away.
All right, Keith, thank you so much for the opportunity to share how I can help all of the real estate agents. You know, pre-pandemic, I was just starting my business out. I always knew that this is going to work for the real estate industry. It's actually the reason I decided, one of the reasons, the main reason why I decided to open up a print shop is because it's tried and true. It always works, and it always will work. We're used to sometimes thinking that, you know, as technology changes, we might think the way that marketing always evolves, but it doesn't necessarily go away. When we think about print, if we think back, you know, newspaper was supposed to kill, sorry, newspaper is print, but TV was supposed to kill print, and radio was supposed to kill print, and internet's supposed to kill print, and coronavirus with no contact was supposed to kill print, but it'll never go away. And it's a beautiful thing when you have something tangible in front of you. When we think back to, you know, books that we've read, something like The Secret, you know, it teaches us to write things down. I personally haven't felt the same effect if we're typing it down, but I know that writing things down brings it out into our world. And so we can do that into our business world as well. Today, I'm going to be talking about mail marketing. There's obviously a lot of ways of marketing. The number one is referrals. We all know that in person is the next best. I prefer to be in person. And so there's all kinds of marketing, and we want to do all of them, and we want to figure out the best way to monetize all of them. You know, even if you're making 1,000 here and 10,000 there, if you're making that extra 1,000, maybe you have an extra wiggle room to make that 10,000. So I'm here to help you figure out how to do that over here. What we're going to talk about today here, it's going to be, again, specifically in print marketing. We'll just do a quick one about me. We're going to talk about every door direct mail. When we're getting into the industry, with us realtors being a local market, we're generally a local market. We want to own the industry around us. As Keith mentioned, I personally believe that, you know, if you have a dog, walk your dog around the neighborhood and drop off a flyer at their at their mailbox, or knock on their door. If you're comfortable with that, it'd be nice to know your neighbors. And so that's a great way to begin your marketing. But we're going to start with reaching out to everyone in your neighborhood. So you don't have to walk everyone, you get to walk them around. And we're going to figure out what's really important. Where I really want to help everyone here is to help you figure out the strategies. This is the key. It's not just print. Print's going to work, but your effective rate is not going to be that much. Where I really want to get to today, as I really want to get to, is going to be the strategies, so I can break that down for you, and that way you can utilize those in many ways possible. And then also I'm going to give you the cost breakdown. You're going to know what the costs are and the deals that I'm going to break out for you. That way you're going to be enticed to move forward with this, and we'll get you going. So let's go ahead and start talking about it. Just for me, I'm going to make it quick. I got a degree from business economics and computer science degree from UC Irvine. That was in 2008, 13 years ago. So I worked at Flextronics, a major manufacturing company over here. So when you think about it, printing is manufacturing. I get to utilize the same skill sets that I learned at manufacturing that I over here. And yeah, as an entrepreneur, like many of us that are starting this as a career, I quit my nice job, and I was a computer scientist. I made apps and I failed. But I was successful in real estate and Bitcoin as well. I sold all of that to open my shop in 2017, where I can grow a business that I can scale. So I personally love real estate. I had real estate from 2010 to 2017. It was out in Stockton. I had to learn the hard lesson the hard way. It's where the jobs are at. Wish I did it here. We all had that lesson. My father's building out homes out in Sacramento, so I love construction. And so you know, we can always just have a talk about real estate, even when you're here at the shop. So let's go ahead and get on right in about how we're going to help you market to get your name out there, to get people to think about you when they want to sell their home. This slide right here, actually I should have not made this one animated. One here, if you can, I'm going to quickly go at this because it's a list of things. I don't like talking about lists. This is really for you to take a picture or if I can send these out later on for you to have a reference. So that way you can just compare whether you want to do EDDM or bulk mail. There's too many factors about each of them. This is here for your reference when you're mail marketing. It's this or the other. So let's learn these two ways of marketing very well. So that way you can make your decision on how you want to utilize each of these strategies. We'll start with EDDM, which stands for every door direct mail. So that's it. That's just remember that it will go to every door. There's benefits to that. There's drawbacks to that. We're going to talk about that in a minute. For now, I want you to know that there's an EDDM. Just take a look at it though. When you're seeing the sample over here, all you see here is the stamp and the indicia. I'm pointing this out because we all love real estate. And if we look at the postcard as real estate, what you'll notice is that you're going to have more real estate on your postcard. You're going to have more ways to market yourself on this postcard utilizing EDDM. So that's a major factor right there. If you don't want to have the barcode and the addresses, this type of postcard can make you really not have too much of the post office stuff. When you're utilizing EDDM, this is again every door direct mail. I'm going to go to the strategies. What you'll be doing is you're going to be going to the post office's website. Think of it like this. Let's say you got your zip code. Keith was talking about 95138. If we picture 95138, we're going to, well, let's use my zip code real fast, 95132. I want you to take a look at this data over here. This is the USPS website. This is not just, this is the actual public information website from the USPS. You have access to this. If you want to visit it, you just go to here, eddm.usps.com, or you can just say EDDM USPS, Google that. And this is the information. This is how, when Elizabeth was talking about demographics, this is where, when you know, there's two ways to strategy. One is, there's two ways, it's perfect. It's just like he said, you got your neighborhood. One type of way you want to market is going to be just everybody in the neighborhood. And I really recommend that be your own neighborhood. When you're walking your dog, walk the neighborhood, say hi to your neighbors. I mean, you couldn't build a better referral business that way. And then after that is when you're going to do targeted marketing, which is what Elizabeth pointed out, where you have demographics. Maybe you want to go for age groups. Maybe you want to go for income levels. Maybe you want to go for density. And you have that information here. So if you know where you want to target, if you know who you're good with, if you know where you're making the best connections, and if you can find out how to reach those people, that is exactly how I help my customers win. Now, when we look at the EDDM website, this is really good for you. What I would really recommend as a real estate agent is to really check out this website right after this call, because this is just information that is right there for you to have. You can check out your zip code, you can check out your area and check out the demographics, start clicking on routes. The post office has specific routes. See, one of the advantages with EDDM, if you're sending out mailings, is that it's 19 cents for postage, as opposed to the 55 cents of postage that you would pay with the post office. You can start to see significant savings there. It's a third of the cost, excuse me. And what you can do is you can start figuring out the routes that are around your neighborhood. And as you start hovering your mouse, and we'll go live over this, and you'll see me hover the mouse over the areas, and you'll start to see the information show up at the top of the screen over here. And you'll have the amount of residences that there are, how many businesses that there are, and also the amount of people in the age groups that there are over there, their income levels. All of that's there. Start playing around with this information. Type in your address, type in your zip code, start checking out the demographics in your neighborhood. I would really recommend doing that right after this over here, so you can have that fresh into your mind. Sorry, I shouldn't have taken out presentation. Next is I'm going to go live. So I would like you to, someone can just annotate to me if you can see it, so I can just quickly show you. Are you guys able to see this, or I'll just start sharing again?
Yes, sir. Looks good.
All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and type in, let's type in 95138. Wait for it to highlight. So here you have it here. Now you've seen it's highlighted over here. These are the different routes. And what you'll want to do is kind of take a look at where you're at. If you're in this area here, you can start hovering over here, and you can see that this route. Now, what you'll notice, what is bold over here, it will go to all of those homes over there. So once you select on it, you're going to see now, this is where you really want to mark. So you see 796 homes over here. You know that it's going to go to all of these homes. You can own that area. Is the way that I find it best for realtors to kind of mark their territory. The cool part is that you'll also be able to add additional routes as well. So you can add on additional route here. Now you'll see your total mail pieces go to here. You have your postage cost over here. Everything is up front. You can start budgeting. You can start planning.
So Gurinder, so the other thing that I think that you want to make sure that you let everybody know about is that the good news about using somebody like Gurinder is that he can not only start to finish, he can create, the whole piece, right? The whole marketing piece, right? So whether it's a postcard, whether it's a folded, trifold letter, or whatever you want to do, he can create the material, obviously with, your information and what you want it to say. And then again, that focus. So I think this is great, is that he's showing you is that how you can own that market, but you got to be consistent, right? Gurinder, that's the other thing too, is sending out one piece once a year in one neighborhood probably is not going to do you justice, right? You're probably not going to own that market.
No, and that's where I am bringing up about having to constantly kind of marketing towards your area, because, sorry, I had to close my presentation. Because when you're marketing, you have to remind people you're always there. So you want to constantly see them, whether it's going to be through postcards, whether it's going to be through visiting, walking there. You want to make your impression, and so your print marketing is something you want to do consistently. I'm going to get there. And the other type of marketing that you can, when you want to send out letters, is going to be bulk mail. These are the two ways to send out mailers. And with this, you're going to have the barcode over there. And you will then be able to target specifically. So if we're not in the same situation as Keith is mentioning, where you're in the same neighborhood, but let's say you want to target, probate, or you want to target expired listings, or you want to target, a different community, and you have those demographics that you get from Elizabeth, and you know that you want to target to those, to that specific demographic, then you're going to utilize bulk mail here, which is what you're seeing on the screen. We're going to put the addresses, and it's going to go to those specific people. So now you have a way to target the same area, and you also have a way to reach the entire United States utilizing print mail. Was that good, Keith? Did that help clear for that? Now we're going to jump into getting a little bit more further.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the thing, is that if you have your focus and you're consistent. And then one thing that's worked out really well for agents that really want to own a neighborhood, when I talked earlier about giving something of value, and a lot of times you probably already know this because you probably get junk mail yourself, you throw it in the trash, right? So it's kind of a waste of somebody's money. It's a waste of a tree. It's a waste of what have you. But there was an ingenious thought that came from a realtor. I won't mention any names, but the thought was that, why don't I pull my resources, which were, if you're trying to build a community, you need to pull from that community, which is, what about the local restaurants that are, had been suffering through 2020 and now are starting to ramp back up? Partner with them. So when you are sending out something in mail, not necessarily that they're going to be paying for anything, but again, you're giving something of value to that local community. Like, hey, this local restaurant opened back up. They're willing to give you a percentage off, or they have a special Taco Tuesday, or corn fritter Friday, or whatever it might be. Because again, and if you do that on a consistent basis, maybe choose another restaurant, or choose a collective of different organizations and businesses. That way, when I receive that in my 95138, it's not just, hey, this house just sold, or hey, I'm the latest, greatest realtor. It's something of value that says something different, but gets your name out there on a consistent basis. Have you also seen that, Gurinder, as far as that the greatest marketing pieces are something that someone's going to put in a drawer or hold on to, opposed to throwing in the trash?
Yeah, thanks, Keith. It goes back to, so it's giving something valuable, and information is value. There is value in information. So I find a lot of real estate agents give, one really cool, catchy thing is newsletters, giving do-it-yourself tips. I find that really catchy. So as winter comes around, it's time to clean the gutters. It's time to check this about your house. Those are some really good things. I find it really valuable for real estate agents to partner up with other types of, let's say, a lender, to partner up with contractors. So sometimes homeowners are going to need to have their water heater repaired. Having, your power partners is what we call them, to have your, your crew, your team, they're, you can do that as a sticker. Those you can mail it out as a sticker, so you can put those into envelopes, mail those out. They can put it onto their water heater that has all of the emergency contact information. Um, those are the types of things that I find very great. Calendars are a great one. Something that you can write on for people who like to take notes. Those are great things to send out. We can send all of those out.
Awesome, Gurinder. You've got about 5 more minutes, my man. What are some final thoughts and some, knock us out of the park ideas that you have?
Yeah, well, okay. So, what I'm going to show you here, then I'm going to give you guys the ideas. So for when you're using something like EDDM, that's for your own neighborhood. Let's go to realtors right here on the right side. You're going to see that it's farming the same area. You want to use EDDM. It's cheaper postage. Let's knock the same area, walk at the same time. When you have a specific demographics you want to be targeting, if you know who, and you can pull their information, is when you want to utilize bulk mail. So those are the two ways to utilize EDDM and bulk mail. This is where I really want to share with you guys. This is the one where we get to the money part. I would suggest partnering up with a lender. It's not just a lender for this example. It just works really well where you're great power partners. You guys give each other referrals, have one side realtor, other side lender, you split the cost. Another one I want to share with you is to partner up with contractors. I was mentioning, what I'm finding other realtors doing is they're going to be sending out basically an ad for themselves, but they add on the contractors. And you can actually even charge the contractors 10 cents, 15 cents to either have like a small little square in your postcard or take up the whole side. And even if you do it right, you could actually start profiting from it as well when you start adding people like Keith and Elizabeth or whoever you can onto there. So start thinking about your postcard as real estate and thinking about how you can rent out your postcard, and you will start to have significant cost savings, and you will be marketing yourself. This is very, very effective, and it can scale to everywhere. Another strategy I would like to share is another valuable item that to mention to Keith is creating a raffle for your open house. Now that we're having open houses, if you can't walk the neighborhood, send out we can perforate the postcards for you. It will gather more people to the house, and it will make the house seem it is more busier than it actually is, which will create more buying tension. That's a great way to utilize print mail. Just raffle off a bottle of wine. Really, if you can think about what will generate you the lead. So who are the people, what are the specific life events people are going through that are going to make them buy or sell a home? And if you can find a way, like I have a mover who sends postcards to people that are in contract, it's the perfect moment to send them that. And he sells them for high ticket value items, and it works extremely well. And to just really break down the cost, when you go down to it, there's print, design, and ship. If you look at our business behind, it's design, print, and ship. We do all of that. That's why PostNet is here for you. And I'm very focused on real estate. If you look over here, your real cost is going to be $7,000. That includes print with me, postage, shipping, delivery, one-time turnkey. If 1,000 postcards a month, and for those 7,000, if one deal can land you $7,000, you're paid for your whole year. That's $1,000, 1,000 postcards every month. So, but we're going to make a deal with you on that. What I will do with only the first 5 customers, because I'm kind of doing this as a trial run and I want to make sure I can take care of all of you, will be to provide a free template creation, meaning that we can create a template layout, and I will change pictures and words for free once a month, with no setup and delivery. And then with the total being $33.60, take 20% off with this deal over here. $26.88 for the print, setup, post it. We'll have to add on the postage, maybe around $5,000. If one deal nets you $5,000, this will pay for it all by itself.
Gurinder, are you trying to share a screen? Or are you trying to show us something visually? because right now you're not sharing your screen if you were trying to.
Maybe since it's almost the end of the time here, Gurinder, anybody out there who would like to get this information, or maybe Gurinder, you can just be a little proactive and send this out to people. I bet you everyone would appreciate that and would love to receive it.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity. I'll go ahead and send this all out, and you guys have a great weekend.
All right, great.
We're not done with you, Gurinder. Aren't you going to raffle off something at the end here?
I'm here. I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to see you guys all at the barbecue. And then I have a 100, this is awesome right here, $100 free money. You get 100 flyers and brochures for $64 plus tax. You get a free 100 flyers and brochures to try us out.
Great, thank you.
Nice.
Awesome. Thank you, Gurinder. Do you want to stop sharing this right now? Let's go back to the other screen. And thanks to everybody. That was wonderful. Wow. Farming tools, corn fritters, conversation starters, calls to actions, Gurinder and Postnet and printing marketing, all very good ideas for people to just rethink their businesses and how they want to continue to grow it. I have two simple concepts that I'm going to be talking about right now that have helped me through the years. Number one is phone notes. Okay, now I work for a bank. I have several bankers, investment people, all internal from the bank, some external as well, all asking me to call people all day long. I'm on the phone constantly. And it's hard for me to follow up with these people because there's just so many of them. That's 10 to 15 people a day. Just think about 1 year. You have thousands of people in your phone that you probably never go back to. And then if you're like in the business for 10 years, 15 years like myself, it's just thousands upon thousands. So something very simple that I do when I add somebody's phone number, right, and I've actually had the conversation with them, is really the only time I'll add their name there. I will think about something very specific about the conversation we had and add it to the first line of their name. So when they call me in 2 months from now, or when I call them, or however it is, it pops up with maybe the wife's name, or if there's a dog in the background, the dog's name is Toto, then I'll think, oh, dog is Toto. So that way, if Charlie calls me 2 months from now, I'm like, hey, is that Toto in the background? People love it because they automatically remember the conversation that you had with them, and you're engaged right over again. It really makes them feel welcome and like you remember them. And they're like, how the heck does this guy remember all those little details about me? I get it all the time, but it does help. I'll even do that with personal friends. They'll remind me to ask them about this or this. So when they call me, it comes right up on the name and then that little detail about them. It's just a simple little trick, especially for people who are just, really busy. And, there's CRMs out there that can do, you put the name, you put the phone number, you put the address, you put the email, you put whatever their business, URL might be, and you cultivate, certain texts and automated things that you can send out to them, and printing as well. And so for the people that don't have the time to do that and just want that small little, personal touch, phone notes are definitely the way to go. Number two, and I learned this years ago from different realtors, sales conversations and stuff like that. And it's all about diversifying your touches. If I reach out to somebody and shake their hand and say, who I am, that's a touch. If I call them on the phone and we have a conversation, that's a touch. If there's a text, there's a touch. The problem is that some people are so focused with phone calls, that sometimes I don't have enough time to answer every phone call of the day. I need that to be, maybe an email or a text. And so, instead of just being the person that emails people all the time or calls them all the time, try to diversify for people that you really want in your sphere. People that you want to work with, your top tier clients, your top tier referral partners, try to diversify. And you can do this in about 8 different ways or more. You could do something in person. Oh, come by to my house. We're gonna have raviolis. Or door knocking. That's an in-person thing. Phone call. Yeah. Hey, how you guys doing? I heard Charlie graduated high school the other day. That's great. Congratulations. A simple text. Hey, I was thinking about you. Social media. I liked your post. I commented on a post. Right. All social media. Mail. Gurinder probably loves this idea. Right. Mailing something, postcards, anything in the mail that they can have tangible right in front of them, and that's beautiful. And even, you could do fax as well. Not a lot of people have fax nowadays, but for people who do, wouldn't that be funny if you just sent them something personal via fax? just to say hello. If you do that once a month in 8 different ways, you're not going to bog people down with calls and calls and calls and phone and emails and emails. They'll block your email. You know, you don't want to be one of those people that is just bogging people down. So just try to diversify it, and you can basically be in people's worlds a lot more, but it doesn't seem so difficult because you've diversified. All right, phone notes and diversifying your touches. Those were the 2 main items for me. We do have really good gift cards coming up. But before we do that, I wanted to open it up to anybody with for questions and answers for any of the speakers today. Go ahead and enter it in the chat
question,
box,
Jonathan.
please.
I have a question.
Yes, please, Keith.
What's a fax? What's that?
A fax? F-A-C-T?
I don't know. I think you're
I
kind
have
of
what's called
dating yourself there. You're going to say, yeah, if you want to send them
Some
a
people-
beeper message. Who's got the beeper?
Okay,
Like,
that
I got
would
my
be dating myself.
BlackBerry
Now,
and my beeper and my pager, right?
I have an e-fax, so when people actually fax me something, it just turns it into a PDF and sends it to my email. So that's how I use it. Elizabeth?
I hear you.
Yes, I just wanted to add, because I did not share any farming statistics, but those are valid, and top producers work by those statistics. So it takes 8 anchor points. So I think Gurinder would agree with me that you don't want to just spray and pray and hope that your farm plays out for you. You want to be strategic. And if you're only going to farm once in a blue moon, I would recommend you save your money. You want to have a very strategic, or unless it's very specific, such as a radius farm for a listing that you have just listed and then just sold. But just to do a random one that's not going to be continuous, where people actually recognize you on the 8th or the 9th time. But at the end of the day, speak to any top producer and they will vouch for farms all day long. And they do have a set aside budget, black and white. Their farm goes out consistently, very consistent, once a month or every 2 weeks or once a quarter.
Basically,
Consistency is key.
you basically find them start, you have to be consistent start off. I got agents that are sending out 100,000 basically almost every month. And so you grow it from there, and you have to be consistent. It's just the key in everything, isn't it?
Well, the consistency is
And-
definitely part of it. And then, like you're both bringing up, is that just give them something of value that they're going to hold on to. I mean, again, it's kind of a waste. Even if you're doing a farm, I mean, I have agents that even when they do a just listing, they put something in value in there, because again, you only have one house for sale, right? If you sell that house, then that postcard, that notice is no longer valid, right? So they have to put something else in that notification that makes them want to hold on to that for future information, for making sure that they can help clients on an ongoing basis, not just for that one sale, right? Because if they got the listing, they already got half the deal taken care of. But they want to make sure that they put that in someone's hands that's going to be held on as long as possible. So Gurinder, I think, brought up the good point as far as something that's perforated that you can peel off, and maybe you even have something that you can do through EDDM that actually like pull out like a VIP card that you can network with local restaurants and industries that presenting that card will give them, you know, a discount of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
That again is going to keep your name as a realtor in their hands on an ongoing basis, and also give value to those local organizations. You want to be the go-to person in that area. So I think, Jonathan, at this point, we need some prizes to give away, right?
And I'm going to shoot that right up to Malia.
Yeah, I think she's raring to
Malia's
go.
going to help us out with this. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Malia's on it.
Who's ready
She's
to
got
win
taken
some
care of.
prizes?
Thank you, Malia. You're awesome.
Look at my name is in there 5 times. Thank you, Malia. I owe you. I want to win my own hot sauce.
Awesome.
No problem. Let me reshare so that you guys can hear the music in the background.
All right.
Thank you.
And which order are we doing this in? Maybe in order of appearance. We'll do Elizabeth, Keith, Gurinder, and myself.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
So Elizabeth, what's your prize? What are we going to win here?
Oh gosh, I don't know if you could see it, but this is the selfie
Yeah.
light. Whether you take
Yeah.
selfies for private use or you take them to put them on social media, this will enhance your selfie. You'll totally love it.
Does it come with the phone?
No, it comes with the little Ethernet.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure. All right.
It's
Alrighty.
plug and play. You put
And
it on
the
your
smile.
phone, and it's got 3 modes: light and extra strong.
Beautiful. All right.
Here we
Malia, you're
go.
up. Ooh, I hope I win. Elvira. Nice.
Congratulations, Elvira.
Congratulations.
And I'll make sure to write everyone's name down, and then we'll reach out and we'll get your prize all squared away.
All right. So we're moving Elvira. Sorry, you can only win 1 prize. Sorry about that. So the next raffle is a trifecta of delicious hot sauces by Keith at Old Republic Home Protection. So let's see who
I
the
can attest to
lucky.
these hot sauces. They are fantastic. Thank you.
Oh,
Keith.
Jonathan got some? What? How'd you get some, Jonathan? Oh, yeah. We're business
Lucky man.
partners.
Alrighty,
right.
here we go.
Thank you, Malia. Who's the next lucky winner? Friday Riches. Zore. Is that spelling or pronouncing that correct?
Congratulations. Zore.
Congratulations. All
That's
right.
some good stuff. You'll enjoy it.
Yes. So we'll be reaching out. Each one of us will reach out to the winners after this and find out where you want your prize, either hand delivered or by mail. Because of course, Gurinder is now giving out a fantastic, what is it, $100 gift certificate to PostNet for any of your postage printing needs, right? Postage, printing, publishing, everything, right? All right, Malia, you're up for the next. Who's the next contestant as the prize wheel runs? Let's see. I didn't see my name in there. Janie!
All right.
Janie's not only got a
that'd be
gun, she's got
perfect.
$100 in PostNet dollars. All right, then Jonathan,
Big
what are you
winner.
raffling
Congrats,
off?
right? What, 20? In the spirit of the Brunch and Learn, I am giving a $25 Visa gift card to buy some brunch while you learn.
Nice.
All right, next winner. Vidya, congratulations.
All right. Congratulations,
All right, and I
City.
think
I'll reach out
Jonathan
to
will
you.
talk to us a little bit about the upcoming barbecue.
We've got a few things going on. So as always, if you haven't downloaded the SCORE app on your phone, please do. You can find all of us there, all of our contact information, an easy way to leverage your network and find us. On 7/29, which is just a couple of weeks from now, we've got the SCORE barbecue. Raise your hand if you're going to the SCORE barbecue if you have a table. Everybody's going there. Okay, we're all going to be there. So please come and see us. Oh, there we go. We got another hand there. So we're all going to be there on 8/20 next month. We have our next Brunch and Learn. And then on 8/24 for you golf lovers, we've got the golf tournament in Cinnabar Hills. So really fun stuff coming up. And it looks like that's our time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again for the panelists and speakers that came on today. For any of you who have questions for any of us, feel free to reach out. We're happy to give us, give you all. Okay. Anything else for you guys? Any last thoughts?